Hello, YouTube. I am Kermit the Frog, here to show you more clay Muppets. Obviously, this is not Kermit the Frog. This is Constantine, and he is the first one I made after posting the last video, which was quite a while ago. After that, I did not make any clay Muppets for quite some time, but this winter has been very productive, and I've gotten back into it, gotten back in the swing of things, and I'd like to share the ones I've made since the last video. So we'll get Constantine out of here. And the next one I wanted to make after him, it had been a long time, but I made Blind Pew from Muppet Treasure Island, and I, moderned him up a bit, put a little scarf on him, a little smaller hat, so he doesn't have like a little pirate hat, but I think he'd be a funny addition to the Muppet Show as maybe like another critic. So he's sitting there watching the show and says, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen," something like that. That was a pretty bad impression of him, by the way. But so made Blind Pew and then got kind of back into the swing of things and wanted to make Black Dog, also from Muppet Treasure Island. Comes in looking for Billy Bones. And then I knocked off someone who was on my list for a long, long time. We have Gladys from The Muppet Show. She runs like the little, concession stand, what would you call it? Diner sort of place down in the Muppet Theater there. So we added Gladys. We also added, he's been on from a lot of things, but most recently the newest Muppet Show that was on ABC, Chip, the IT guy. I really like the way he turned out. So there's Chip. Then we also added someone who was long on my list from Muppets Tonight. We've got Seymour in his outfit here, where he's like the bellhop, running the elevator, I guess. So there's Seymour and his little tail. And also, we just went down kind of a rabbit hole of Muppets Tonight characters. I finally made Nigel from Muppets Tonight. And from Muppets Tonight, but also from other things. Like, I think his Wikipedia page, he really steals the show, and got to get that name from Muppet Classic Theater. That's Eugene, the little weasel, or whatever you want to call him. I guess he's puppet is probably used for Maureen the Mink, who I'll probably eventually make as well. But there's Eugene and Nigel from Muppets Tonight. And had to make Jowls, also from Muppets Tonight. He's the leader of the house band from Muppets Tonight. I really like him. He was the original whistler. If you listen to or watch Muppets Tonight, in the opening theme, they're whistling. So there's Jowls. I'm eventually going to make his band too, but didn't have him made for this video, so we'll have to look forward to that to the next one. Also from that show is a character named Zippity Zap. I don't know how many of you watched Muppets Tonight, but I don't really remember him too much. I remember seeing him in the background, and his mom made an appearance. Zippity Zap's mom was on the Mother's Day episode, but there he is anyhow. And I had to make Mama Fiamma. Speaking of the Mother's episode, Mama Fiamma came on. She made the sauce. She got Martin Short all fat. So there's Mama Fiamma. I've been watching a lot of Muppets Tonight on YouTube. After getting into this, I watched pretty much every episode. Now this isn't in order that I made him, but I also started a new Instagram account called Luke's_Clay Muppets. If you guys are interested in seeing those, I post much more regular than that, kind of as they're made. But there's a guy named Artie_Esposito_art, and he had a concept character here. This is Vito Fiamma. This would have been Johnny's uncle. And I guess from what it said on his page there, he actually pitched this character for to the Muppets for some sort of special or something, but I saw him on Instagram and I just had to make him and add him to my clay family. So doing all those Muppets Tonight characters, I took a look at my Bobo, the bear, and realized, he didn't really make the cut, so I decided to make a remake of him here. He's a little bit bigger. I put him in the suit. He's on the security detail here, and Bobo's just a fun character, so I like the way he turned out. He's a little more defined, his face and everything here. Got the black on his paws and everything like that. So there's the new remake of Bobo. Have a nice day, sir. So moving on from that, I believe that's all of the Muppets Tonight characters I have lined up here. But that just got me going, and there's been a lot on my list that I've been meaning to make. So we got into around Christmas time, watching Muppet Christmas Carol, and there's so many characters in there that I still have to make. But this is the beggar. He was in Muppet Christmas Carol and Muppet Treasure Island. So we made him. A lot of these characters are going to overlap from that. This character, I guess his name is Mr. Bite, which I don't know if anyone who's watching this knows where that name came from. Please put it in the comments, because I don't think he's ever mentioned what his name is. But he is in Muppet Christmas Carol. No crust and bread for those in need. And he's also on the crew of the Hispaniola in Muppet Treasure Island. And he'd like to get his hands on whoever wrote this script. So who knows what he actually sounds like. I like kind of the Frank Oz voice version better from Muppet Christmas Carol. And that's sort of what I went with here, is a Christmas Carol version of him. But there he is. Long on my list, and I should bring Marvin Suggs out for this too, but like I said, we included some more than just the Marvin Suggs originals. We got the eggplant and the grapes and the watermelon and stuff, and the singing Muppet fruit has been been around for a while, but also had to add the even the vegetables don't like him guy. And as I've been told on my Instagram page, someone said that this guy's name is One-Eye Jack. I respectfully disagree. I will probably be making One-Eye Jack eventually from the Muppet Treasure Island. Also, this Dickens character, Dickens Village Whatnot, she is also or her puppet is also used as a pirate from Treasure Island. So the two of them will probably have Treasure Island twins, because to me they're two different characters. But also we've got the laundress. I thought she was kind of cool. She's given away Scrooge's stuff in the Christmas Carol, but then she's also seen leaving the inn in Muppet Treasure Island when come back for our lunch special roast suckling, and the pigs are there, so she changes it to potatoes. So apparently she's a potato. I think she kind of looks like a toad, but according to at least Treasure Island, she is a potato. No offense, madam. No offense. So then also, and I've been kind of working on him, so he's kind of seen in the opening song. This is just a gentleman rabbit from Muppet Christmas Carol. I've always loved him. He's been on my list forever to make. There goes Mr. Humbug. There goes Mr. Grimm. So I remember seeing that advertisement for that movie. That was probably the first clip of that movie that I ever saw. He was in it at BJ's. They had it playing to buy. So that's all of the Christmas Carol ones, I think, that I added. Then just pure pirates. We've got, what the heck is this guy's name? Oh, someone's going to kill me. Something Pike. One-Eye Pike or Walleye Pike. That's his name. Sorry, geez. Walleye Pike. And, that's kind of the still shot that if you look him up on YouTube that everyone, or on, oh my God, Google, like that's a Google image of Walleye Pike. But, I did make a full 3D version of him that you don't really ever see looking straight on. He is kind of a crazy looking character here, but he's always kind of, you know, to the side and with his eyes kind of popping out. So he was a fun one to make. Then also, I had to make these two characters in their cabin fever outfits just because I thought they go so well together. So this one is just a wedge nose pirate is what the only name I could find. Unnamed pirate, but someone called it a wedge nose pirate in some of my research when I was looking for what the name actually was. And then Calico, who has seen some other stuff outside of Muppet Treasure Island. Also don't know how he got his name. But I thought, you know, they just look so great in their cabin fever outfits there. We're disoriented and demented and a little nuts, which I just love the idea of these two. You know, even if this pirate was supposed to be a man, I think the two of them, just as like a crazy, zany English couple would be a fun sort of, you know, sketch on some kind of Muppet show where they're making some types of outrageous comments on society or something. So, you know, tea with Calico and Wedge or something like that. I think that's all the pirates and stuff from Treasure Island. So also made the Big Bad Wolf from a couple of different stories in Muppet Classic Theater. So had to make him. Jerry Nelson's voice. I can hear him talking even now. And then one that I really wanted to make for a long time, I finally made Thig and added him to our full-bodied puppets. He's a big guy. There's Thig, and you know, we'll bring just so everyone on YouTube here can see the two of them together. The two henchmen from the Great Santa Claus Switch. You've got right there. So there's Thig and Thog. It's pretty. He's huge. Then we also did, let's get Thig out of the shot there. So from the new Muppet Babies, they got Summer Penguin, and we had to make her all grown up. So there is Summer Penguin all grown up, and then you got Skeeter all grown up, and they're like, what happened to these Muppets? So there they are as grown up, Skeeter and who's, you know, Skeeter's not on the new Muppet Babies, so she got snubbed again, but she won't get snubbed in my collection, and neither will Summer, who gets to be a grown up. And then the last one, this is another concept character that I met on Instagram. This is Coco Raccoon, who an artist on Instagram named LollyDoodle00 invented. And if you look her up, she is Fozzie Bear's, I guess there's a drawing of them, I think, getting married. So, and she's got some concepts for their kids too, which are kind of neat. But, you know, once I saw her on Instagram, I had to make Coco Raccoon because Fozzie deserves to be happy too. So, you know, if you check that out, again, my Instagram is Luke's_Clay Muppets. And so that's all I got for now. Many more on my list. And I got another segment coming up that I will share some other ones that I was up to that I want to do just in a separate video. So thanks for watching.